It wasn't just another palace update. At precisely 4:47 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, the royal social media channels went eerily silent. No cheerful engagement announcements, no polished photos, no cryptic quotes, nothing at all. But silence from the monarchy is never accidental. It is deliberate, calculated, and always a prelude to something significant. When Kensington Palace posted a brief, 15-word warning at 5:02 p.m, it sent a shiver through Britain, signaling that something tragic was imminent, something for which no one could have been fully prepared. The monarchy's daily rhythm is normally predictable. Morning smiles at engagements, scheduled messages from royal foundations in the afternoon, a steady pulse of centuries-old tradition adapting carefully to the modern world, always curated, always composed, but this silence broke the script. There was no glitch, no delay, only a deliberate pause that seasoned royal reporters immediately recognized as extraordinary. Within minutes, veteran correspondents were calling each other, sensing that the palace was signaling a serious crisis. When even the unofficial royal photographers began packing up early outside Clarence House, it confirmed that the usual order had shifted, that the pulse of the institution had faltered. At exactly 5:52 p.m, the palace broke its silence, not with explanation, but with a cryptic announcement. A statement of significant importance would be released at 6 p.m, giving no names, no subjects, only a countdown. The effect was instantaneous and electric. Newsrooms across London scrambled, phones rang incessantly, and social media erupted into speculation ranging from death to abdication to scandal. Major broadcasters halted regular programming. BBC presenters donned formal black. Sky News anchors gripped their scripts with a nervous intensity. And for once, the meticulously managed monarchy had temporarily lost control of its narrative. Inside Kensington Palace, William and Catherine sat together in silence, holding hands, isolated from aides, from distraction, from the world outside. While upstairs, their children were with their nanny, blissfully unaware that within the hour the family would confront the truth they had been dreading. When the hour struck 6 p.m, the world watched in a stunned hush as Catherine spoke from Windsor Gardens, her voice calm yet tremulous, revealing a diagnosis that no one expected. Stage 3 ovarian cancer, aggressive, already advancing. Her words, simple, clinical, yet imbued with a quiet, formidable strength, shattered the polished illusion of royalty and revealed a woman confronting an unimaginable personal crisis. She explained her plan for treatment, her decision to step back from public life, and her determination to fight, all without a tear or plea for sympathy, looking directly into the camera with a calm defiance that conveyed both vulnerability and courage. Within seconds, millions had witnessed her revelation. Within an hour, the video had been viewed over 100 million times, dominating global news coverage and prompting outpourings of support across social media. The official palace statement confirmed that Catherine would step back indefinitely from public duties, transferring ceremonial responsibilities to William while he supported his wife and children during this crisis. Personal messages followed. King Charles called her the strength of the next generation. Camilla offered words of unity and maternal support, and even Prince Harry and Meghan sent restrained but heartfelt encouragement. Behind the public facade, however, the royal household was grappling with private grief. William, recalling the terror of losing his mother, broke down in the quiet consultation room as the top oncologist confirmed the diagnosis, decades of royal composure collapsing under the weight of raw fear. The symptoms had been subtle fatigue, night sweats, stress-related weight loss, but the crisis reached its breaking point during a quiet family dinner when Catherine suddenly slumped, forcing William to call for immediate medical attention. Tests and scans at the Royal Marsden revealed severe anemia, and the diagnosis that would change their lives forever. Surgery was scheduled, treatment plans set, but the couple faced an equally difficult challenge: how and when to tell the world. After days of private deliberation, William, wanting to protect and delay, was overruled by Catherine, who insisted on honesty and transparency, aware that rumors would otherwise distort the truth. When the announcement was finally made, it was on their terms, revealing a side of royal life rarely seen. Human, vulnerable, and struggling yet steadfast. The monarchy, for all its centuries of control and protocol, had been laid bare, showing the world that behind the carefully curated appearances were people facing fear, pain, and the uncertain future together, bound by love, determination, and the quiet courage of a family forced to confront an extraordinary and frightening reality. The sudden cancellations, The vague explanations, it was only a matter of time before someone would speak. And when they did, it would be their version of the truth, not hers. The couple's disagreement was never loud. It was quiet, painful, and full of love. William feared exposure. Catherine feared the consequences of secrecy, not because she was afraid of people knowing she was sick, but because she dreaded her children someday encountering speculation crafted by strangers instead of hearing the facts from her own voice. Determined to control the narrative, not out of vanity, but out of protection for George, Charlotte, and Louis, Catherine set the plan in motion. A film crew was brought discreetly into Windsor Gardens, a simple setup without palace flair or royal flags, capturing a mother speaking about the hardest chapter of her life. Filming was grueling. William stood just off camera, fists clenched, while Catherine's voice cracked only once when she spoke of her children, a moment that almost stopped him. Yet she pressed on and finished every word. Hours before the public release, the media were briefed to clear airspace at exactly 6 p.m., given no preview, no script, only instructions to be ready. The Palace Communications Office coordinated every detail. Press releases, online platforms, simultaneous posting across all royal channels. The operation ran like a machine, yet felt like marching toward a cliff, revealing the truth while withholding its deepest horrors. The metastasis, the risk levels, the moments of collapse all remained behind palace walls. As the video went live, William watched from the nursery windows, the sun dipping behind trees, knowing the world outside was reacting, crying, speculating, mourning, while inside Anmer Hall, the fight was only beginning. Fairy tales had given way to hospital visits and whispered reassurances. Catherine taped her daughters' crayon drawings to the walls as shields against despair. George had stopped crying in public. Charlotte drew only happy endings, and Louis simply wanted one more bedtime story. Anmer Hall, once a sanctuary from the glare of royal life, became a center of familial unraveling. The decision to explain to the children was made with painstaking care, guided by doctors and psychologists, but ultimately improvised. George, now old enough to read between the lines, nodded solemnly without asking many questions. Charlotte clung to hope through pictures filled with sunshine, hearts, and smiling faces, and Louis, too young to grasp cancer fully, asked piercing, simple questions. Will Mommy still tuck me in? Why is she so tired? No answer ever felt enough. The Middletons moved in without ceremony, Carol becoming the engine that held the household together, Michael managing invisible but vital tasks: security, school logistics, palace coordination, critical support, without which William and Catherine might have crumbled faster. Catherine's transformation was cruelly physical. Her hair fell in clumps, her skin paled, and she often needed help to climb stairs. On bad days, she could barely lift her head. Yet on better days, she read to the children even when her voice was little more than a whisper. William tried to split himself in two, one part carrying out flawless royal duties while the other managed the chaos at home. But guilt weighed heavily with every handshake, every public appearance, every moment away from Catherine. Nights became their only time together, the stillness allowing conversations about everything and nothing. The past, their children, what might come next, apologies whispered in soft tones, legacies, how George should grow up, how to keep Charlotte strong, and how Louis must never forget his mother's laughter. Painful yet necessary, these moments reinforced their bond as they faced a terrifying unknown. Meanwhile, the public's reaction revealed the depth of Catherine's impact. Candles flickered outside Kensington Palace, letters poured in from across Britain, and even critics, such as Piers Morgan, showed restraint. For once, the monarchy was embraced, not criticized. Catherine was no longer just a royal. She was a symbol, a reflection of courage and grace. Bouquets, children's drawings, prayers, and teddy bears with notes declaring, "Get well soon, princess," lined the palace gates. For a fleeting moment, Britain's divisions vanished. Political affiliations, age, and social differences became irrelevant as the nation united behind Catherine, not for her title, but for her strength, vulnerability, and unshakable grace. Social media, often a source of venom and cynicism, became a wave of support. Hashtags like "We love you, Catherine" trending worldwide. Cancer survivors shared stories of resilience. Young mothers posted images of their own families, and people who had never supported the monarchy lit candles in solidarity. Catherine had transcended her royal role, becoming a symbol of courage in the face of terrifying odds. For the first time in decades, the British press collectively paused its appetite for scandal, and the world saw a royal not as a distant figurehead, but as a human being confronting immense fear with quiet, unyielding strength. Once dissected for every outfit, every expression, every whisper, the media now showed rare restraint. Editors issued internal directives. No paparazzi photos, no speculation, no anonymous sources. Journalists who had built careers on intrusion suddenly respected the line, not just out of decency, but because public pressure demanded it. Readers didn't want gossip, they wanted dignity, and Catherine's privacy became sacred because the people demanded it. Donations to cancer charities surged within hours. The Royal Marsden Hospital received contributions, so vast its website briefly crashed. Cancer research centres saw a spike in inquiries, and women booked screenings. It became known as the Catherine Effect, a ripple of awareness and action born from one deeply personal revelation, a private fight that transformed into a public reckoning with illness and the fragility of life. Children across the UK wrote cards, not only to Catherine, but to George, Charlotte, and Louis, some filled with jokes to make them laugh, others with pictures of families standing beside the royal children in solidarity. Schools held special assemblies. Teachers used the moment to speak of strength, compassion, and hope, turning Catherine into a living lesson in bravery. Yet not everyone responded with grace. Conspiracy theorists surfaced, claiming her diagnosis was a cover-up or spreading wild rumors about William and Catherine's marriage. Their noise, however, was drowned out by public solidarity. For once, the country was less interested in scandal and more in humanity. Still, uncertainty loomed because the monarchy had never been built to survive this kind of loss. Catherine was not just William's wife, she was the monarchy's anchor. With her stepping back from public life, the carefully rebuilt royal image post-Diana began to fracture. For over a decade, she had been the stabilizer, bringing dignity to duty, authenticity to tradition, and warmth to a monarchy in need of renewal. Without her, the carefully balanced institution teetered dangerously. Behind palace gates, contingency plans were enacted with urgency. What if she couldn't return to public duties? What if this pause became permanent? Senior aides convened secret meetings, updating internal documents and reallocating roles that had once been Catherine's. Princess Anne absorbed more engagements. Duchess Sophie and Catherine's shadows stepped into visibility, and even Princesses Beatrice and Eugenie were approached about temporary responsibilities. The crown needed faces and reassurance, but nothing could replicate what Catherine represented, not just to the British people, but to the modern monarchy itself. King Charles faced a dual burden: as sovereign, guiding a nation and institution; as father-in-law, watching his son unravel. His own recent health battles had forced him to confront mortality, and now, witnessing Catherine's suffering while William bore unbearable emotional weight, he saw echoes of Diana all over again. He offered counsel, rearranged schedules, and gave William space. Yet he understood that if Catherine's condition worsened, it would not only be a personal tragedy, but a structural threat. The most agonizing question lingered. What if William were widowed? How would he cope? With royal duties, the children's upbringing, and public expectation? Catherine's illness pressed against her own life and against the monarchy itself, revealing the institution's dependence on a single figure to sustain its modern identity. And yet, amidst uncertainty, a moment arrived that few expected. Catherine appeared in Windsor Gardens, wrapped in a scarf, thinner and paler, but alive. The children ran to her side as cameras captured a carefully staged moment meant to reassure the world. Behind her smile lingered the unspoken truth. This might be her last spring. It was her first public appearance in weeks, visiting the Royal Marsden to thank the medical team. She walked slowly, spoke quietly but with resolve, and the world, for a brief moment, felt hope return. Her message for an early childhood charity carried none of the polish of her usual public delivery, but the vulnerability in her voice spoke volumes. She was not the same, and everyone knew it. Her health had improved only marginally. Treatment was working for now, tumors were shrinking, markers stabilizing, but long-term outcomes remained uncertain. Every gain was fragile, every step forward precarious, and Catherine understood this better than anyone. Amid the uncertainty, William began to change as well. The stiff formality that had long defined his public persona softened. His speeches grew warmer, his interviews more honest. His words now spoke of struggle, fatherhood, and resilience in ways that commanded attention. His focus shifted from legacy and lineage to survival, to the fight for the family, and to the quiet courage of a woman who had changed not only the monarchy, but the hearts of a nation. At home, life became about moments, not milestones. Catherine read to the children whenever she had the strength. Louis insisted on his stories from her, even if it meant sitting beside her hospital bed with a blanket and a flashlight. Charlotte began collecting pressed flowers, calling them Mommy's garden, while George became fiercely protective, quietly sitting at her side as she rested. The palace ceased to be a stage and became a shield, wrapped tightly around a mother trying to give her children normality amidst chaos. Privately, conversations turned heavier. William and Charles met regularly, not about titles or ceremonial events, but about plans. What would happen if Catherine's condition worsened? How would they shield the children? Who would take on which roles? These discussions were solemn, measured, and always tinged with hope they would never be needed. Catherine's brief public appearances offered glimpses of her strength, but each moment came at a cost. Every walk required rest, every engagement demanded recovery, every photograph carried the weight of unspoken questions. Hope flickered like a fragile flame, keeping them moving, believing, and together, yet it could not erase the truth. With the crown's future hanging by a thread, one question lingered like a shadow over every smiling photograph. What if Catherine disappears? The tragic announcement had been only the beginning. For now, every whisper of her health became a measure of the monarchy's survival. She is the heart of a crumbling legacy, the mother of a future king, the woman who held the crown together, and without her, the institution faces a void it may never fill. Each scan, each medical update, is not merely personal, it is institutional. What can the monarchy withstand? What can the public accept? How long can the illusion of stability endure if Catherine vanishes from public life entirely? For William, the stakes are even greater. If Catherine deteriorates, he risks losing not just his wife, but the ability to continue royal duties while raising 3 young children alone, under unrelenting scrutiny, while remaining the face of a centuries-old institution. The palace knows it. Speculation has quietly begun. Would the public ever accept a new Princess of Wales? Could anyone step into a role so intimately tied to Catherine's image without provoking comparison or rejection? Right now, the answer is no. Princess Anne and King Charles have filled some gaps with duty, working relentlessly, tirelessly, but they embody an older era. They reassure protocol, but cannot restore the emotional faith Catherine inspired. And the next generation, George, Charlotte, and Louis, too young to fully grasp their inheritance, but old enough to sense the shift, would become more than heirs if Catherine falls. They would become living reminders of what was lost, symbols of fragile hope in an institution built on permanence. Their childhoods, already shaped by titles, would be haunted by the absence of the one person who made royalty feel safe. This fight is no longer only Catherine's. It has become institutional, existential. Her survival is not just about family happiness. It is about whether the monarchy can retain its emotional heartbeat. For without her, the firm risks becoming function without feeling, ceremony without soul. The royal family has never faced a storm like this, and as Catherine continues her battle, one heartbreaking truth is undeniable. The fairy tale has ended, and what comes next is the reckoning.